For years, we've been sold a picture-perfect romance. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, Hollywood's golden couple, the ultimate #relationship goals. But what if we told you their love story is nothing more than a PR illusion? As Blake's career takes a nosedive after It Ends With Us, their marriage is starting to crack. Fans are beginning to see through Ryan's so-called playful jabs at Blake. Are they jokes, or is there real resentment under the surface? And with a shocking legal battle involving Justin Baldoni, the truth is far more shocking than you can guess. Stay tuned because what we're about to reveal will change the way you see this couple forever. If you look at Ryan Reynolds' relationships closely, you'd find a pattern of control and insecurity keeps popping up. Take his alleged issues with Justin Baldoni, for example. Rumor has it that Reynolds actually called Baldoni's agent, trying to smear his name by labeling him a predator. Not only that, but he supposedly tried to stop Baldoni from attending his own movie premiere. And if that wasn't enough, he pressured Baldoni to take the blame for any on-set drama. But this isn't the first time something like this has come up. Back when he was married to Scarlett Johansson from 2008 to 2011, there were whispers about similar behavior. Rumor has it he wasn't exactly faithful, hooking up with Blake Lively while filming Green Lantern in 2010. At the same time, Scarlett's career was blowing up with roles in Iron Man 2 and The Avengers, which apparently didn't sit well with Ryan. Some say he preferred a more traditional setup. Basically, he wasn't thrilled with her having such a packed schedule. There were even reports of on-set arguments, adding fuel to the fire about his need for control. Now, speaking of Blake Lively, there's this curious detail about her costumes. Instead of having fittings done on set like most actors, she allegedly had all her wardrobes sent to her house first. Whether that was her own choice or influenced by Reynolds is anyone's guess, but it fits the bigger picture people paint about his controlling tendencies. And then there's the whole sexiest man alive thing in 2010. Ryan got the title, while Scarlett was named Babe of the Year. You'd think that'd be flattering, right? Apparently not. Rumor has it Ryan wasn't too thrilled about it. There was also this weird tension between Scarlett and Blake, with Scarlett hinting that Ryan's behavior played a big role in their marriage falling apart. She opened up about struggling with boundaries and emphasized the importance of having a supportive, compassionate partner, which, let's be real, sounds like a subtle dig. Fast forward to today, Justin Baldoni's production company, Wayfarer Studios, is backing Scarlett's directorial debut. Scarlett's even spoken about her divorce, mentioning jealousy, passive-aggressive vibes, insecurity, and controlling behavior, basically ticking all the boxes that people associate with Ryan. Back when she was on Broadway in 2009 to 2010 playing a love interest opposite multiple actors, people speculated that Ryan wasn't exactly cool with her getting so cozy with her co-stars. What's interesting is how differently he reportedly handled Blake's career. Word is, he didn't like her taking on big film roles with A-list actors because of her past on-set flings. Honestly, Blake's career path has always raised eyebrows. There are rumors she used her relationships with some pretty influential people, like Ben Affleck and Leonardo DiCaprio, to get ahead. She was even reportedly close to Harvey Weinstein, who, as we all know, had ties with big names like Diddy and Jay-Z, both surrounded by their own controversies. All these connections just added to the speculation about how Blake navigated her way through Hollywood and the dynamics with other actresses. There's this buzz about Ryan Reynolds supposedly trying to get Blake Lively off Gossip Girl. Many claim that he wanted her by his side more, and maybe, just maybe, it had something to do with her past fling with Penn Badgley. You know, the guy she had all those steamy scenes with on the show? Some people even whispered about cheating rumors, which only added fuel to the fire. But after Blake left Gossip Girl, her career kind of hit the brakes. She did a few movies here and there, mostly action films, but nothing really made waves. That is, except for It Ends With Us, a romantic drama that finally gave her a solid win in recent years. Now, here's where it gets interesting. On the movie set, Blake and her co-star Justin Baldoni apparently had some serious on-screen chemistry. Behind-the-scenes clips showed them joking around, super comfortable with each other, like effortless vibes. The funny thing is, Ryan always talks about how chemistry is key in movies. It's ironic because he and Blake had the same spark when they met filming Green Lantern back in 2010. And there's a scene in It Ends With Us that's eerily similar to one from Green Lantern. It makes you wonder what Ryan thought when he saw that. Speaking of Ryan, he's known for teasing Blake in public, often making her the punchline of his jokes. Like that one time he posted a photo of a painting and wrote, "If there's ever a fire, I'm grabbing this first, and then I'll come back for Blake." Classic Ryan. He's been like that since the start of their relationship. Let's rewind a bit. In the beginning of their relationship, Ryan and Blake even went on a double date with other people. Ryan later called it the most awkward date ever because of the fireworks between him and Blake. After that, fast forward to July 2011, Ryan and Scarlett officially divorced. And by October 2012, Ryan and Blake got married. And what's happening right now is just like a mirror to that incident. I'll break it down for you. Many people think It Ends With Us could be a metaphor for Blake and Ryan's relationship hitting a rough patch. For years, though, they've been the fun couple, famous for their online exchange of leg pulls.
Why is Blake Lively so attractive?
That's a nice question.
Paid for it.
Really?
Sorry.
It's offensive.
But if you notice the pattern, Ryan's jokes often come at Blake's expense. As one user said, "I simply don't enjoy Ryan's style of humor, on or off screen, but especially on screen. It's too much cringe for me." Critics argue that his humor sometimes feels less like playful teasing and more like not treating her as an equal. One person even commented, "Sarcasm and teasing is only a love language if it doesn't include humiliation." Ryan doesn't stop at random jokes either. His birthday posts are pretty legendary for the wrong reasons. Once, he wished Billy Ray Cyrus a happy birthday and casually added, "Also, happy birthday to my wife." Some people think this whole dynamic has even influenced millennial women into thinking that being teased equals love, only to realize later that maybe their partners just aren't that into them. Then there's the Justin Baldoni situation. Rumor has it Blake might have caught feelings, but it wasn't mutual, leading to some legal drama. And yeah, Ryan noticed. One person on social media just dropped the truth bomb. And then she met a gentleman. She fell for him, but wasn't reciprocated, so she sued him. On Blake's 34th birthday, Ryan tweeted about singing Fantasy by Mariah Carey, calling it his favorite thing that's ever happened on August 25th. Kinda overshadowed Blake's big day, don't you think? People started asking if his jokes were less funny and more, well, insensitive. But it's not all shade. Ryan's been open about his love for Blake, even if he wraps it in jokes. On The Late Show in 2015, he said, "I used to say to Elle that I would take a bullet for you. I can never love anything as much as I love you. I would say that to my wife." But then he added, "The second I looked into that baby's eyes, I knew in that exact moment that if we were ever under attack, I would use my wife as a human shield to protect that baby." Does that really sound funny to you? Not only that, in a 2017 interview on Good Morning America, he joked about Blake's cooking, saying, "My wife is very good at cooking, and Jake might just be a little bit better." When the host teased that Blake might not love that comment, Ryan replied, "I'm moving out at the end of the month. Actually, I'm moving out right now." Blake also fires back sometimes too. On Instagram, she once joked, "Anna Kendrick is the hotter female version of my husband, so would it really count as cheating?" Ryan replied, "The most ambitious crossover event in history. I'll miss you both. Tell my story." Well, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds have pretty much made this roasting their brand. Like, Blake bought an ESPN Plus subscription just to watch Ryan stress over a sports game. She posted, "I bought ESPN Plus today just to watch my husband experience crippling anxiety live. It was so worth it." But here's where things get messy. Ryan's fun, cool guy vibe apparently took a nosedive when jealousy crept in, especially when Justin Baldoni entered the picture. At first, Ryan didn't care much about Justin's new movie, which Blake was working on. He didn't even read the book it was based on. But the film was shot in New Jersey, close to home, which worked out perfectly for Ryan to keep tabs. Things started to get weird when Blake asked for a rewrite on a rooftop scene. Later, she admitted Ryan had actually rewritten it. She'd say in interviews, "Oh, Ryan helps with all my projects," but then turned around and invited Justin to their penthouse for feedback. Justin even remembered Ryan and Taylor Swift pushing to keep Ryan's rewritten scene in the film, basically outing Ryan's hidden influence. In Justin's lawsuit, he claims Blake made a ton of changes to the script, cutting or editing intimate scenes, but it wasn't really her idea, it was Ryan pulling the strings. Despite not reading the book, Ryan wanted full control, even demanding the entire script to monitor future changes. The producers were baffled, wondering why Blake suddenly wanted to rewrite everything. Blake and Justin had a solid friendly work dynamic, lots of laughs and inside jokes, just like once Ryan and Blake used to do. But Ryan wasn't having it. He'd visit the set, get all tense watching them interact, and even review raw footage just to spy on their conversations. One chat about Justin's late father really set him off. Plus, the romantic scenes didn't help. Then some fan-shot footage leaked, making Ryan even more paranoid. During a break from filming because of the writer's strike, Ryan pushed Blake to get the dailies from Justin. She'd never done that for any project before, which pretty much screamed Ryan's idea. She even asked Ryan if anyone else had seen the footage, which seemed more like Ryan's insecurity talking than any professional concern. Eventually, Blake's team sent Justin's crew a list of 17 new conditions for her to come back to work. Totally out of the blue considering how well things had been going. Still, Justin's team accepted everything, but Ryan wasn't done snooping. After going through Blake's texts, he got jealous over her chats with Justin. That's when Blake started flipping the narrative, acting like Justin was being inappropriate and she didn't know how to handle it. And then Ryan took it up a notch, demanding that Blake's scenes be shot under supervision. Blake even lied, saying they didn't have an intimacy coordinator on set to cover herself, even though there's footage showing she'd initiated some unscripted intimate moments. In Justin's lawsuit, he claims Blake went beyond the script's requirements, and he's got video evidence to prove it. Ryan slipped petty digs about Justin into Deadpool and Wolverine. Not great, since Disney was eyeing Justin for more projects. Now, Disney's torn between backing Ryan's vendetta or staying professional, and the internet's calling Ryan's jokes thinly veiled insecurity. On the other hand, if we look at Justin, he was often in Blake's orbit, with late-night voicemails around 2 a.m., but many of you perhaps missed the point that she'd also text him minutes before, blurring professional lines. And this is kinda Blake's pattern of being flirty with co-stars, and Justin's over-the-top affection poked at unspoken boundaries, sparking tension. Naturally, Ryan noticed it and came up with passive-aggressive humor, showed in sly interview jabs at Justin's workouts and spiritual journey, with even Hugh Jackman joining the mockery. Rumors say Justin and Blake's deep convos, touching on Ryan's late dad, fueled the feud. The result? Justin lost his agency, WME, and faced industry rejection, hinting at an orchestrated freeze-out. And then there's Blake and Ryan's marriage. On the surface, it's #couple goals, but dig a little deeper and things seem complicated. Some say they're borderline codependent, which sounds sweet until you realize it can get messy if one person starts losing their sense of self. They make their love story look like a Hollywood fairy tale, but behind the scenes, it's a mix of power plays, questionable choices, and a whole lot of, are we okay or are we just really good at pretending? Whatever the truth is, one thing's clear. It's not the flawless romance people think it is. Rather, perhaps, Ryan secretly hates Blake and wants to keep her under control. What do you think?